With the bottom end of our lightsaber nearly completed, we're going to focus our attention now to the top end of the lightsaber. Take your 1-inch PVC pipe and cut off about 10 inches, making one end nice and flat. Take your 1.25" slip joint washers and measure a 1/2 inch from the top finished end of your PVC pipe to the bottom end of the ring here, trying to get it nice and all the way even around. Now, if you choose to have a lightsaber blade in here, it's going to be up to you if you want it. What I'm using here is a Darth Maul single bladed kit from ultrasabers.com, and this will have to be put inside my 1-inch PVC pipe. Now, for my machinist, I labeled here that this is the finished top end, and he had to bore out the inside of my PVC pipe so this aluminum LED housing could fit on the inside of my PVC pipe. Now, it'll be a relatively snug fit in here, so I'm not going to worry about this right now. We're just going to worry about the cosmetics. So, take one of your 1/2 inch bell escutcheons and measure a 1/4 inch from the bottom of the bell here up, and taking your Dremel tool and using the safety precautions, hearing protection, and gloves, you're going to want to cut off that 1/4 inch so that it will just kind of fit over our PVC pipe. Now what we're going to do here is that we're going to have to take down this escutcheon a little farther down so that it will rest on this 1.25" slip joint washer. So this is just a temporary fit right now, and sanding and more cutting will have to be required. So I'm going to start doing that. Here's what your escutcheon should look like. Now, this is only just temporarily put in place. The escutcheon is very snug fit over my 1.25" slip joint washer. I could actually take this right now and hold it, and it'll stay in its place. Now, I had to take the slip joint washer, kind of force it in underneath, but this is the general fit that you want it to have. I may want to trim it up later so I have a little bit more of a loose fit, but I'll see how that works. But for now, I'm going to measure 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of my escutcheon up to make the upper emitter pattern. Now that we have our escutcheon properly cut and trimmed, we can start building the top end of our saber. Take your escutcheon, or what I'm going to call now your emitter ring, and place it over your 1.25" slip joint washer. Make sure that your slip joint washer is sitting on the inside of your emitter ring and that the area around here is pretty much flush. Now, once this is set, make sure that your emitter ring is sitting below your 1-inch PVC pipe. And once that's all level, the area here in between your PVC pipe and your emitter ring, fill in this area here all with epoxy. Now, once this is cured, take 2 slip joint washers, place one right underneath the emitter ring, and this one here is going to sit about an 1/8 inch gap in between the other ring here. So what I find as the best tool, take your other slip joint washers and use it as a measure device, since these are exactly 1/8 of an inch thickness. So this will give you the proper spacing for your slip joint washers. Now, next step, take your 1.25" PVC coupler, cut off 1/2 inch and sand it down to 7/16 of an inch. Once it's sanded, bevel an area here at 45-degree angle and cut off about 3/16 of an inch off your coupling piece. What this is going to do, when you start building on the Qui Gon handle, just to show, you want to fill in that gap later on, like so. Because your 1.25" PVC pipe here is sanded to fit inside the EMT pipe, this will have to compensate for that area. Cut off about 1 inch of your PVC coupler. Take your 1.25" coupler. There's a sanding ring on the end. There's a retaining ring on the inside of your 1.25" coupler. Sand that down so that your 1-inch PVC coupler will fit snugly on the inside. And the 1-inch PVC coupler is supposed to fit inside the 1.25" coupler. Now, sand the inside of your 1.25" coupler, sand the outside of your 1-inch coupler, and apply a lot of glue on the inside of your 1.25" coupler, and Put your 1-inch PVC coupler inside and then rotate the couplers and try and get them to sit as flush as possible. And then wait for the epoxy to cure. Now that our epoxy is cured, we're going to sand a 30-degree angle on our couplings. Use a disc sander plane and adjust it to a 30-degree angle. And then start sanding. This is our finished sanded bevel edges here at a 30-degree angle. Next, measure 1/2 inch from the bevel edge down and cut off with a hacksaw and sand down to a 7/16 from your cutting area. Bring your sanded couplers up your 1-inch PVC pipe. Keep a distance of 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of your slip joint washer here to the top of your sanded PVC couplers. Next, take a marker or a pencil and mark out some lines above your PVC coupler on the top and some here on the bottom. And bring your PVC couplers down below this bottom mark. On the area in between these marks, take some epoxy and bring it around the outside area here of your 1-inch PVC pipe, and then replace your sanded couplers up to your markings again. Now you may have to wipe off some glue off the top here by bringing down your ring and then pushing it back up again, and take your finger and then just wiping it off. So do not use too much glue, and once replaced, make sure you keep your distances and allow the glue to cure. To make the bell end of our saber here underneath our PVC couplers, you're going to take your other escutcheon here and measure about 1/4 inch up or 3/16 from the bottom here, and use your Dremel tool to cut out this bottom section. Now what I have here is a pre-trimmed ring. I'm going to show you what's going on. Take your cut escutcheon and place it over your 1-inch PVC pipe. Now you can see that the PVC pipe will not penetrate. That's because the hole is still too small. Now what I want to do is I'm going to trim this out, and I want this to fit just kind of snug right over the 1-inch PVC pipe so that it'll slide towards my PVC couplers. So here's our escutcheon here with the bottom here trimmed and sanded, and we're going to take this and place it over our 1-inch PVC pipe, bringing it right up to our PVC couplers. Now you can see here the style that I'm going for, and that being that this escutcheon is previously trimmed out, I still have some more trimming to do here. Now what I want to do is I want to try and make this top end of my escutcheon here meet the bottom end here of our PVC couplers. So let me go ahead and trim that up and show you what it will look like. Alright, now here's our escutcheon piece down to this size here. It's properly cut and trimmed now, and we're going to take it, place it over our 1-inch PVC pipe. We're going to place that right up to our PVC couplings here, and as you can see here that now we have a more defined shape for the top end of our Qui Gon saber. Now the top of my escutcheon here now is just touching the underneath of our PVC couplings, and if it looks uneven for any reason, well, it's because I'm holding it with my finger here and it's just a dark shadow here. So this is right now is probably not showing level to you, but when I glue it in place, everything will be level. I cannot give an exact measurement here from top to bottom because every sanding project will vary by person to person, so take your time with it. Now to glue this piece onto here, sand the inside of your escutcheon and take a lot of epoxy and put it on the inside area here of your escutcheon. And then when that's in place, take your escutcheon, slip it over your 1-inch PVC pipe, center it, align it, and then the glue is going to drip down to your PVC coupling here. Let it sit and cure.